Wrong book. Okay, gang. So you know I'm big on my sales process. My sales process, the 5-step sales process, is really an offshoot of the Sandler sales system, which I am a President's Club member. I think I paid like $10,000 to get into a lifetime membership on the Sandler's President's Club, which means I can attend any coaching session or whatever at any local Sandler salespeople. But this book called The 49 Sandler Rules, 49 Thomas Selling Principles and How to Apply Them. And so the stuff you hear me talking about are here, okay? And this book rocks. It's very short. Each rule is short and sweet, but it will address anything that you've run into for a selling situation. So I highly recommend you get this book called The Sandler Rules. This thing is awesome. Now, like here's some of the topics, and I'm sure you've heard me say some of this stuff. I need to probably say more of it. You know, don't spill your candy in the lobby. You know, what does that mean? Well, it's like before you know what your client needs and wants, you give up all your rates, and then they tell you want to think about it. That's spilling your candy in the lobby before you get to the real reason why you're there. I'm not going to go into it. No mutual mystification. This is when your client uses wishy-washy words like, yeah, that sounds good. Okay, Joe, what does sounds good mean? Does that mean like sounds good that you want to take care of your wife with this policy, or sounds good is that it sounds good you're going to think about it? Which one is it? Alex, you really ask that pointed question? Yes, I want to know what he means. You know, when you ask them, so Mary, tell me what happens when Joe's gone, you know, the mortgage payment's coming. When do you pay the mortgage payment? And she says, first of the month. Okay, so next month, Joe's gone. You're not going to earn his income, right? Or will you? I mean, does his income keep coming in? She'll say no. Okay, see, I don't like to tell them. There's a rule. That's a rule in here. Don't tell. Don't tell them. It's clients. Actually, that rule is people, let's see. You can't sell anybody anything. They must discover they want it. Okay, so that's rule 27. You can't sell anybody anything. They must discover they want it. How do they discover? Through questions. So, Mary, when does your mortgage come in? First of the month. Okay, so when Joe dies, does the income keep going on? No. Oh. So describe for me what happens how are you going to pay that first mortgage? She goes, well, it's going to be hard to pay that first mortgage. Okay. Hard is a wishy-washy word. In other words, what does hard mean? So, Mary, describe hard for me. Well, it's going to be difficult. Fun, difficult. Difficult to do. And so what you do is you lead you're in the selling situation, you could be the lawyer that leads the witness. Okay. You know how they say, objection, leading the witness. Well, here there is no objection to leading the witness. Your job is to lead the witness. So difficult means, okay, that's a technique. So difficult means, hard means, and then you shut up. Okay, use the power of silence to help close your patient. Close your patient. Okay, so hard means, well, it means, you know, I only make $25,000 a year, and if we lose his, you know, $50,000 a year, I don't know how we're going to do it. Well, you're going to have to. So tell me, how would you do it? And then shut up. And then she just hot sighs. Well, I could probably make that first payment taking some money out of savings. Okay. What do you mean by some money? Like all the mortgage payment out of savings, or just some of it? You have, you know, other income, like I'm sure your parents will be able to help you, right? No. Okay, you see how Well, okay, so even there. So no means what? No means they don't want to help you, or they can't help you because they don't have enough money to help you. Do you see how very defined you can get? Well, no means they're scraping by themselves. I don't know how they could help us with the mortgage payment. Huh. Okay, do you see how now the sense of desperation starts creeping higher and higher in her voice? Because now she's confronted with she has nowhere to go. She can't, okay, so she figures out how to make that first mortgage payment. Okay, so Mary, that buys you a month. So describe for me next month when you have to make that $1,500 mortgage payment. How are you going to do that? See, gang, it's called they're discovering it. It's called by you asking questions. All right, you're not selling. They're discovering. They're discovering. So these rules rock. I mean, there's some. Man, I could teach all freaking day on each one of these. Answer every rule number 12. Answer every question with a question. How many times have I taught that? Answer every question with a question. Where you don't know, you have to know why they're asking the question. So if your client says, well, we had another guy. Oh, that's another thing. But does this have? Okay, so this can be illustrated this way. So does this have that return of premium thing on it, where you get all your money back? And you, as a salesperson, thinking, "Woo!" in your mind, you're going, "Woo! I just doubled my premium. I'm going to make some money here." And you're going to say, "Yeah, it has 50% return or 100% return. You get all your money back at the end." Blah 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 blah. You're all fired up, right? And then the client says, "You're just like that other guy. Man, trying to push that return of premium. The price is way too high. We can't afford it. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and let's stop this meeting. You can go home now." And then you're in the but. Sorry. What happens is he just lumped you into that guy who they didn't like. And because it's guilt by association, he trapped you. So instead of answering that question, we says, well, does this have that return of premium thing? We get all your money back? Your answer is, wow, that's a great question. Okay, so that's sort of a softening statement. Wow, that's a great question. Why would you be asking that question at this point? Or why is that important to you? Well, it's not important to us. That other guy that came in here last week tried to push that on us. It's way too expensive, and he was just trying to jack up his commission. I know how these salespeople work. Oh. And then you shake your head. Oh, man, I can't believe. That we've seen a rash of this going on, where we have these guys going in trying to slam people into expensive programs. I've heard of that. No, Joe. You get to craft exactly what you want. We're not like that guy. That guy, we've heard that there's a lot of people like that. So you see how you just reframed yourself, not like that guy? Okay. Oh, man, we've heard a rash of that going on around here. These guys out there doing that. Okay, so what you've done is you separated yourself, like be a politician. You separated yourself from that guy who does all that. Oh, I've heard a rash of that stuff going on. I bet you what he tried to do is he tried to close you at that appointment, didn't he? He said, you got to sign today. Oh, yeah, that's right. He wanted to, yeah, exactly. Oh, I can't stand those guys. Man, I don't believe, I've heard there's a rash of that going around here. Okay, so what you've done psychologically, okay, stop, time out. Psychologically, you separated yourself from all those guys out there, and you become different than them. And then you shake your head, yeah. Well, we don't do that. Joe, you pick your program, what you want, what you can afford. My job is just to get you qualified. That's my job. You're not making a decision yet because the insurance company has to think about whether or not to issue the policy on you. So you're not actually signing to get signed up because all we're doing today is to see if we can get you qualified with the program that you want. Nothing happens until we get the policy back to you when we know for sure that you're able to get it. So you're not buying anything today, right? That comes out of that answer every question with a question. Do you see all of that comes from that rule number 12? Okay. Then there's another rule. Like address the elephant in the room. It's in here somewhere. In other words, okay, so the guy, so you're sitting down with your client and you discover that he sat down with someone last week, right? And he says, yeah, that guy last week, he was like blah, 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 blah. Oh, so you already sat with one person about this? Oh, we sat with 3 people. Oh, interesting. You already sat with 3 people, and if I understand right, you didn't get it yet? No, we didn't get it yet. Oh. Now, because you're the wimpy salesperson, I'm not going to say you because you're not wimpy, okay? The wimpy salesperson would keep going on and try to sell the client, right? They try to keep selling. They kind of like, in their mind, they're going, oh, God, I'm like the 4th one. Well, why don't you address the elephant in the room? What's the elephant in the room? Don't you want to know why they didn't buy from the 3 people? I mean, instead of not addressing it, hoping that you're the 4th one that they say they want to think about it, don't you want to know why they didn't buy? I mean, I want to know. I want to know. So ask the question. So he goes, yeah, you're the 4th one. I'm the 4th one. Hey, Joe, Mary, can I call a timeout? Okay, it's called pattern interrupt. Hey, Joe, Mary, can I call a timeout? Pattern interrupt. And then you don't say that, okay? They say, yeah, what do you mean? Okay, listen, I'm just really curious. What, if you had 3 people already come through here, how come you didn't get anything yet? And then shut up. Yeah, let them answer the question. Why didn't I'm the 4th one. So why would this be different, me walking out the door not helping you, if 3 other people did? I'm kind of curious. What did they do that I'm not going to be able to do for you? Then shut your trap. Shut your pie hole. Shut your pie hole and let them tell you. Well, the first guy, the prices were too high. The second guy just was too pushy. Then the 3rd guy was blah, 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 blah. My wife didn't like him because he just seemed like a real used car salesman type. Oh. Those are the only reasons why you didn't want to get this taken care of? Well, yeah, that's the main reason. I think probably the biggest one is the price is too high. But my wife really didn't like that other guy. He was just too pushy and wanted us to make a decision right away. Okay. Well, so let me just ask this question. Say that I can find a price that you like that'll meet your needs and budget, okay, and that we can get it, approved by the company after the underwrite, and so we know that you got it. Then I can deliver it back to you, and it meets your price, it meets what you're looking for, and that I'm not asking you to commit to anything today. I'm just asking you to commit to putting an application to see if you qualify. Okay, so I'm not trying to be pushy or anything. If I can, convince you that I'm not a pushy sales guy, I just want to help you. My job is to get you covered. Am I going to walk out of here, like those 3 other guys? Okay, so what did you just do? You addressed the elephant in the room, number 1. Okay? Number 2, you closed it. It's really a form of what we call the upfront contract, where you tell them what you're going to do, and then you find out what they're going to do. Okay? In fact, what you're really addressing is you're addressing in the future, something in the future, which is another rule, is you sell, it's like you sell for the future. You want to find out what they're going to do in the future. It's in here. It's another one where the what ifs. So I do this, you do this, I do this, you do this. I bring it back, Okay, blah, blah, blah. You talk about what's going to happen, and then so tell me how this is going to be different than those three other guys. And then you put them in a position of selling you on why it's going to be different. In other words, you turn the tables on them to sell you why you should stay. Isn't that interesting? Like what you just did, psychologically what you just did, you turn the tables. Now they're selling on you why you should stay there and give them rates and go over all this crap with them so that you're not going to be like those three. They're selling on you why. Okay, you see what you did? That's another rule in here too about, about working smart, not hard. Oh, and then I use, that's rule number 34. Number 35, I use the rule, if your competition does it, stop doing it right away. I use that rule in this. Oh, man. Then rule 38, the problem the prospect brings you is never the real problem. Man, that's big. Rule 41, there are no bad prospects, only bad salespeople. Okay? I mean, I can go on and on. You know what I'm saying? The point being is that there's a lot of nuances to get you good, to get you from 50% close rate to 70%, maybe even 80% close rate. That's like a 30% increase in your income with no increase in cost. How'd you like them apples? You increase your income with no increase in lead cost. 30%. Do you think a 30% increase in your income will make a big difference without costing you any more money? Man, buy this book. Buy this book. And if you have any questions on how to implement these, call me. I'll tell you exactly how to implement it in these situations. But that's just an example that I gave you, a scenario that I've done like a million times where I've totally switched it around on them, where they're selling me on why I should stay there. It's the most awesome thing. When you're not the salesperson, you turn them into the salespeople selling you why you should still give up your valuable time to them to serve them, right? Not the whole process, gang, if you didn't know, the whole process is about you determining whether or not this is a good client for you. Your job is not to sell insurance. Your job is to protect families that want to be protected. So you're really actually putting through all these paces through our 5-step selling system to determine if that client's worthy to be your client. Does that make sense? You're in there, and they better say the right things, right? They better say the right things, or they don't deserve to be covered by you. They don't deserve to be served by you. Remember the part about you being a doctor? How many times have you told your doctor you want to think about it? What, Alex? Your doctor says, okay, Mr. Goodson, it says here in these test results that you have widget syndrome. And Court's going, what's widget syndrome? Well, widget syndrome is easy curable. You have to go through this 3-step regimen. I'm going to prescribe to you this particular medication, and you're going to have to take that for 10 days. And then the second phase of the situation here, the second phase of the treatment involves you doing this, and then the third phase is coming back, and we're going to test you again to see if you still have it. Make sense? Now, if Court doesn't sit there and goes, let me think about it. I've got another doctor that I'm going to go see tomorrow, and I'm going to see if he's going to give me a better treatment at a better price. It doesn't happen. What do you say? Yes, doctor. Sounds good, doctor. You never tell your doctor you want to think about it. Maybe on a big thing, like a super huge treatment regimen for something major. But if you're talking flu shot or you've got the flu, it's like, absolutely, do whatever you need to do. I mean, that's what we're talking about here, is that you're the doctor, they're the patient, right? There's no think about it here, because what I'm going to recommend to you is going to work if you have a need, right? Man, this book has made me way more money than the $10,000 I spent to get on President's Club for Sandler, the Sandler's President's Club. Way more than 10. I've made that multiple times. I've made multiple, it's probably in the millions now, based on the stuff I've learned and I've taught based on these Sandler rules. So you need to get this like right now. So it's written by David Mattson, Mattson, 49 Timeless Selling Principles and How to Apply Them. It was a Wall Street Journal's bestseller, #1 Amazon sales book, Sandler Rules. And this is, again, my 5-step process is adapted from the Sandler sales system. So everything I'm teaching in that video, that 2.5-hour video on our ATM process, by the way, when we were putting the ATM together, I put specific slides in there to match my sales system, what I'm teaching, that I derived from the Sandler sales system. So it's all in there, okay? It's all in there, thank God, okay? So I recommend this book. I make no money. I'm an unpaid endorser of this book, all right? I don't make money from the book. I make money when you make sales. When you make money, I make money. So I would never tell you to make an investment that won't yield you fruit in a big and burly way. So anyway, gang, that is all I got.